In a natural cave deep within Sunset Mountain, Dustin sat in meditation, floating midair with his eyes tightly shut. Around him, 5 glowing orbs revolved constantly. With each revolution, they emitted a stream of white energy that flowed into Dustin's body. As time passed, Dustin's body began to radiate a faint light. Bathed in this glow, his skin appeared almost transparent, revealing a web of crisscrossing meridians. Within these meridians, powerful streams of energy surged and flowed like molten silver, repeatedly washing through his channels. With every cycle, his meridians grew tougher and wider, transforming not just his internal network, but even his muscles, flesh, and bones. It was clear, Dustin's body was undergoing some kind of metamorphosis. Time passed. How long, even he could not tell. Suddenly, sweat began to bead on his skin, and his expression contorted in pain. A hair-thin crack appeared on the surface of his now crystal-clear skin. It was barely noticeable at first, but as the dragon source energy continued to surge into him, more cracks began to spread, thickening and expanding rapidly. Within half an hour, his entire body was covered in fractures. At this point, Dustin resembled a porcelain figure glued back together, visibly fragile, as if a single touch might shatter him entirely. Frowning deeply, he tried to maintain calm, his breathing slow and controlled. He knew he had reached his absolute limit. As he feared, absorbing the dragon source energy was no simple matter. With his current body strength, forcing a breakthrough using this energy was an incredibly risky gamble. A single misstep would mean instant death, his body exploding into dust and bone fragments. But by now, there was no turning back. Either he broke through in one shot, or he died. There was no third outcome. Hold on! You must hold on! Clenching his teeth, Dustin circulated his cultivation technique at full power, rapidly absorbing and refining the dragon source energy. But there was simply too much of it. No matter how much he absorbed, more would flood in. Endlessly. Ceaselessly. Pushing away all distractions, Dustin focused entirely on one final sprint toward his breakthrough. He was just half a step away. Even if he wasn't fully prepared, his body couldn't hold on much longer. If he didn't risk everything now, death was certain. Hiss! He drew in a sharp breath and forcefully compressed all the remaining dragon source energy into his body. The moment he did, the cracks on his skin deepened violently. Blood began to pour out of them. In a flash, Dustin was drenched in blood, a gruesome sight. But he paid no mind to his injuries. Pouring every ounce of his willpower into action, he directed the raging dragon source energy to ram through all his acupoints and meridians. Boom, boom, boom! Within the cave, it sounded as if thunder exploded from every direction. All across Dustin's body, blood holes burst open, gushing blood violently. Still, he continued. He pushed through each meridian, each acupoint, with brutal force. More deafening explosions rang out as blood erupted from his limbs, chest, and back. His entire body had become a battlefield of self-destruction. Dustin teetered on the edge of death, his breath faint and his life force slipping away. But he refused to stop. Gritting his teeth, he unleashed one final burst of energy. Success or death. There was no in-between. Breakthrough! With a furious roar in his heart, Dustin surged with all his remaining might. The dragon source energy raged like a tidal wave, charging into the last few unopened acupoints with overwhelming force. Boom, boom, boom! Explosions resounded in rapid succession. Overwhelmed by blood loss and exhaustion, Dustin's body finally gave out. He plummeted from the air and crashed to the ground. His life or death, uncertain. At that very moment, in the ancient temple atop Sunset Mountain, Margaret, who had been translating techniques for 2 divine kings, suddenly furrowed her brows as if sensing something. What happened? Did he fail? Her heart pounded with dread. A deep unease crept over her. She had placed all her hopes on Dustin. If he failed to break through and died, the consequences wouldn't just affect her, they could doom all of Sunset Mountain, maybe even half the nation. A wave of panic hit her. She had to return to the cave. As long as Dustin had even a sliver of life left in him, she would save him, no matter what. I have something urgent to deal with. You two can continue on your own for now, she said abruptly and turned to leave. Stop right there! Zeus barked. Ignoring him, Margaret activated her escape technique and dashed out of the temple, courting death. Zeus's face darkened. He raised his hand, summoning a bolt of lightning that struck toward her back. Too late to dodge, Margaret hastily formed a hand seal. A golden 8-trigram shield flashed into existence behind her, barely intercepting the blue lightning. Boom! With a loud blast, the golden array shattered. The impact sent Margaret flying several meters before she crashed into a wall, coughing up blood. I said I have something urgent. Please give me a moment. I'll return to finish the translation later, she pleaded, frowning. Humph. You think I believe that? Zeus's face grew darker. If you weren't hiding something, why would you try to run? Girl, if you don't want to die, then sit here and keep translating. You're not going anywhere until we're done, Hera said coldly. I don't have time to explain to you. Margaret quickly formed another seal and used Earth Escape, sinking straight into the ground. She was skilled in all 5 elemental escape techniques. Still trying to run? Then don't blame me for being ruthless. Enraged, Zeus slammed his palm into the ground. Boom! A massive tremor shook the temple as lightning crackled through the earth. Moments later, Margaret was ejected from underground by the force, smashing into the ground again and spewing blood from her mouth and nose. You know too many tricks. I'll destroy your Danteon first. Zeus sneered and struck again, a lightning bolt shooting straight at her abdomen. If it hit, her Danteon would be destroyed and her cultivation ruined. But just then, a golden light erupted from underground and shot up between them, blocking the lightning bolt. As the lightning touched the golden light, it instantly dispersed. Huh! Zeus squinted. That golden light was a person.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care. Now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace. But now there's just an empty space, and I'm lost in this endless chase. Keeping you in my heart, a piece of you I'll never let